There's no secret that the biggest fish live in the thickest cover. And to be able to get your bait to those fish, a lot of times you need to be able to skip that bait because it's up under tree limbs or in the back of docks. Now, learning how to skip a bait is pretty simple. It's a really important technique to learn to be able to get your bait back to those fish. Now, when you're skipping baits, some of the things that you should be keeping in mind is definitely your bait selection. So bait selection for me is often a Texas rig tube jig with an internal weight, or a Texas rig Senko that's weightless. It's gonna really get that bait to be able to skip across the top of the water. Skipping a bait really is no different than skipping a rock. What you need to do is you need to be able to throw it hard and right across the water. That bait needs to be released at basically the point where the water is parallel to, and really, really hard. You gotta cast that bait hard so it can skip across. Now, when it comes to my rod and reel, what I've got is I've got a rod that's got some tip to it. It's got a lot of backbone, but it does have some tip. That's gonna allow me to cast that bait and get it really moving quickly across the water. From there, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wind it in so I've got about 6 or 8 inches of line, and then I'm gonna be able to just cast that really hard against the water. So what I do is I start my rod tip pretty low, and it's almost a roll cast. So I'm gonna take my rod and I'm gonna roll it around, and it's gonna allow it to skip out. So that roll cast allows that bait to be able to be casted out really hard, really against the water. Again, it's up nice and tight, and it's a roll cast, and that bait's gonna skip out. So try those things next time you're on the water. Practice your skip casting. It's gonna allow you to be able to get, again, that bait up underneath the dock, under a tree limb, to where those big fish live.